The police are done. They've taken their photos, collected their samples, filed their reports. The yellow tape comes down. And then someone has to clean the room. That someone is you. The call comes at 11 at night. The formal title is Bio-Recovery Technician. Most people call it crime scene cleaner because that is the phrase that sounds sharper, darker, easier to understand. The job is usually quieter than the name. Most nights are not detectives in hallways or blood sprayed across movie walls. Most nights are an apartment, a person who lived alone, a neighbor who noticed the smell before anybody noticed the silence. Tonight, it is a third-floor apartment, a man in his 60s. Natural causes, according to the paperwork. Found after 3 days in summer heat. You park outside the building. The superintendent is waiting near the door with a cigarette he has not really been smoking. He gives you the key. He does not offer to come upstairs. You do not ask him to. You already know why. The hallway tells you before the door does. Not everything. Enough. Decomposition has a way of entering a place before you do. It gets into fabric, paint, warm air, the gaps around doors. You have smelled it before. That does not mean you get used to it. It means your body recognizes it faster. You put on PPE before you open the door. Tyvek suit, 2 pairs of nitrile gloves, respirator, eye protection, boot covers. The order matters because the job is made of orders. If you let the room decide the order, the room wins. You turn the key. You open the door. The smell arrives first. Not the sight, the smell. People ask about the emotional part of this work. They ask if you have nightmares. They ask what the worst thing is. They almost never ask the better question. What makes a room safe again? Because that is the job. Not looking brave in a respirator. Not being the person with the strongest stomach. Making a room safe enough that the next person who walks in does not meet the last 3 days of a man's life through the floorboards. Blood and body fluids do not stay politely on surfaces. They seep into seams, between boards, under trim, into fabric, padding, subfloor, cracks in places the eye wants to believe are clean. Heat makes everything faster. 3 days in summer changes the job. You document before you touch anything. Photos first, then removal, then cleaning, then testing. This is the part nobody talks about. Not the blood, the paperwork, the chain of disposal, the labels, the photos, the proof that the work was done. The quiet knowledge that a room can look clean and still not be clean. You work from the outside in. An enzyme cleaner breaks down biological material. A TP testing can show whether a surface that looks clean still carries organic residue. The room does not pass because it looks better. It passes when the work says it is done. Bagged material becomes biohazard waste. Biohazard waste does not go in a dumpster. It follows its own route. The evidence phase is over. You are not here to solve what happened. You are here because what happened stayed behind. At about 1 in the morning, you are working near the bookshelf. That is where the room changes. Not because it becomes more graphic, because it becomes more specific. Books about birds, a lot of them. Field guides, migration maps, small paperbacks with cracked spines. You have to handle them one by one because some are contaminated and some are not. This is the kind of detail that follows people home. Not always the worst stain, a mug with a spoon still in it, a chair angled toward a window, a stack of unpaid envelopes, books about birds. The man becomes real in the objects. You do not know his name. You know he cared enough about birds to keep a shelf full of them. The apartment will be rented again. Someone else will move in. A student, maybe. A couple. A nurse who works nights. They will put a couch against the wall, hang a calendar, heat soup in the kitchen. They will never know what happened here. That is not a cover-up. That is the service. You return a place to neutral. You become the last person who knows. After you leave, the room gets to be a room again. The knowledge goes with you. People think the job breaks you because of gore. Sometimes it does. But the people who last are not usually beaten by the obvious things. They are worn down by context. A homicide scene is not only blood. It is a space where one human being ended another human being's life. You are not a detective. You are not supposed to read the scene. But you see enough. Where someone stood, where someone fell, where someone tried to move, where someone stopped. The child scenes are the ones people in this work mention least. Not because they do not matter, because they matter too much. A toy left in a straight line, a small shoe under a bed, stickers on a drawer. You learn that a room can keep a child's order long after everything else has fallen apart. Those are the rooms nobody really leaves. It is 3 a.m. now. You are almost done. The contaminated material is bagged, labeled, staged for pickup. You wipe the door handle on your way out because habit is stronger than exhaustion. You call the superintendent. He comes upstairs but stays in the hallway. He looks in from the door. He nods. "You'd never know," he says. It is the best compliment, and the strangest. You drive home. You shower before you sleep. That rule came early. Work clothes stay sealed. You eat something because your body still expects to be cared for, even if your mind is somewhere else. You try not to think about the bookshelf, the bird books, the way one page stuck to another, the way the room had one more thing to tell you after the paperwork was finished. There is a version of this job that people romanticize, the dark hero, the cleaner who erases terrible evidence. That is not the real job. The people who stay in this work are usually practical. They know how to compartmentalize without pretending nothing happened. Suppression means you push the room down and it finds another way out. Compartmentalizing means the room has a place to go, not locked away, placed somewhere you can live with. The ones who last have someone to talk to, a partner, another technician, a therapist, someone who does not need the job explained in dramatic language, because the job is already dramatic enough when nobody is talking. After a while, the work changes how you notice people. You see mail piling up. You notice lights that stopped turning on. You hear a television through a wall for 3 days and then notice when it goes silent. You learn the difference between private and gone. Most people do not want to learn that difference. You learned it because too many rooms taught you. Tomorrow, the apartment will be empty. Next month, someone may sign a lease. They will carry boxes through the same doorway. They will complain about the stairs. They will decide where the bed should go. They will not know the man who lived there loved birds. You will. You will be the last person who knows. Then the phone will ring again. Could you do this job? Most people say no. Some people say somebody has to. You do not say anything. You just answer the phone.